Hey guys, welcome to another video on my channel. So in this video we'll be talking about the topic that most of you guys suggested, which was none other than Power BI. So let's start. आइए शुरू करते हैं. So guys, in this video we'll be doing a basic walkthrough of Power BI desktop version. There is also a web version available, but it is a kind of service which is having some associated cost. So to begin with, you can download this Power BI desktop version, which is freely available and easier to use. It is having almost the same functionality as the online version. So to begin with, let's understand how things are divided over here. This is the first step, which is the report view. We can create all the visualization over here, and this is data view. Here all the data that we have loaded can be viewed, and this is the third tab, model view, where we define the relations between the different tables that we have loaded into the Power BI. Now let's start briefly understanding things. So Power BI is basically a powerful business intelligence tool that helps to transform data into insightful visualization and reports. So as I already told in the last video, where I defined about the basics of Power BI using a presentation, that we can import data from various data sources. So these are the common data sources that can be used, may it be Excel workbook, Power BI data sets, data flow. Dataverse is a Azure concept from Azure. Those who are not available, this is just like how we store data in Azure. That entire thing is known as Dataverse. Then we have SQL Server, then analysis services, then text or CSV file, then web. From even we can import data from a web page, from a OData feed, from a blank query, or there are more data sources that we can use. So for this video, for the sake of explaining, I'll be using a CSV file. So this is the data that I'll be using. This is how it connects, and once it loads, we can click on load, or we can click on transform data. If we click on transform data, this Power Query Editor opens. In this Power Query Editor, we are having a lot of things that we can do. Like for example, I can define a new column over here, in which I can perform some calculation on some other 2 or 3 columns and get the third value for generating a new, more like better insights, or to derive a new insight. And apart from that, what we can do is, like, we can check and validate all our data is as per the expectations or not. So in this data that I have taken, there are close to 3000 odd rows that exist. So now that I have already cleaned this data before importing, so I can close this thing. So now the data is loading into our model. Basically in this table, the data will be loaded. There are 2811 rows. As we saw that there were some errors, but for now we will just ignore that and move forward. So this is our data, and this is the model that it created on its own, running the algorithm that it had. Now you can see that we are having weight in kg, destination. Basically this is a data from a logistic industry. So this is these are the dates. Say it's from April, for the month of April. These are the sender, this is the receiver, and this is the destination. Then we have weight, but this is something for internal reference, so we will just not compare this. So we can even remove this thing, but we'll let it be. Then we have weight in kg, and then cash paid, which holds the value of the cash that was paid. So this is how the entire data looks like. Okay, so Now we are aware that in the data view this is how things appear, right? We can define a new column over here. Say we defined a new column, right? And a new column was inserted. Here we can say that the new column is equal to this. Okay, sorry. So we can write any formula over here to derive the new column. We can say that new column is equal to sender, and we can add along with it some other column, or say if it is a math function we can use that as well, subtract and so on and so forth. But for now let's just move on, because I want to close this video in 10 minutes. So when we come to the report view, this is the report view, how it actually looks. So these are the visualizations that we can use, and let's quickly build something. So what we will do, we will use stacked column chart, and we can increase or decrease the size based on our requirement. So I'll quickly use this, and then we'll pick date in the x-axis. We just need the day, so we will remove all other filters. We got the day in the x-axis. In the y-axis we can keep the amount, I guess. No, in the y-axis count of weight, no. So weight in kg we will keep over here, and then from date we can pick the day and drop over here. So these are the details that it was able to find. We can change. So from here we are able to see that, yep, these were the total weights that were sent on these things, these days, these respective days. Now what we can do, we can add over here a thing called slicer. So what is a slicer? Now let's understand it better. We can put filter like sender. So if we select the sender field, it gave all the list of the senders that were there. Now let's consider we are building a Power BI dashboard for stakeholders, where we want them to have a bird eye view of what's happening across their organization for the entire month, year, or say quarter, the view they want to see, right? So we added a custom slicer. We can change it and see which type of slicer we want to add. So from over here what we can do, in slicer setting we can change the option type to either tile or drop down. So we will keep it drop down because that's what suits the best for this thing. And then in general, in effect, we will change the color to just to make it little, I guess, no, we need light blue. Okay, so that's done. Now from here we can enable the search window. So now what happens when we click over here, we can search. So let's say I say this code, and I select this code, right? So it shows that these were the consignment that was sent by this particular client, or this particular sender had sent this many consignments, and these were this, like for example, if I click on this, uh, on 11th of April it sent around 43.60 kgs. Now let's say we want to view that what was the total revenue that was generated in that period. So for that purpose we can use the card field over here. In the card field what we can do, we can say the cost paid, and over here let's clear it. So we can see that in the cash paid, it's the total count is 157k, which is 157,000. So now if we will say we put some filters, we can put some more filter. Now let's just, for the sake of design purpose, what we can do, change the color to this. Okay, now let's insert another slicer over here in this, and in this slicer what we will do, we will give the option to select destination. And again what we will do, going to the setting, Going to the slicer setting, we will again select drop down because that's what suits best for our scenario. And in this, we will first clear this filter, and then we'll add a search button over here. So now what we can send, for example, let's say we want to check the consignment that was sent to Mumbai. So these were the total consignment that was sent into Mumbai in the month of April. And we can, clicking on any bar, we can see like what was the day and what was the sum of the weight in kg. Okay, so this was a basic idea on this. And then what we can do over here, like these are the different graphs that we can use. Stacked column chart, clustered bar chart, clustered column chart, 100% stacked bar chart, 100% stacked column chart. Then we have line chart, then we have area chart, then we have stacked area chart, then we have line and stacked column chart, then we have line and clustered column chart, then we have ribbon chart, then we have waterfall chart, then we have funnel, then we have scatter chart, then we have pie chart, then we have donut chart, then we have tree map, then we have map, then we have field map, then we have azure map, then we have gauge over here, then we have a card, then we have a multi-row card, then we have KPIs, then we have splicers, then we have tables, then we have matrices. We can insert R script or Python script, Python visual script. Then we have the key influencers, then we have the decomposition tree, then we have the Q&A, then we have a smart narrative. Okay, so let's start with this. Like for in this video, for the basic thing, let's understand taking the example of the Q&A. So what we can say in the Q&A, you can understand that it is a kind of artificial intelligence that's built based on the data that you have shared. So you can ask it anything. So now we can say Mumbai, and it will automatically give us option saying Mumbai. If we click Mumbai, it will show us all the consignment that was sent to Mumbai in that particular month with all the details. And we can say Mumbai and use some other logic using the natural language, which is English, which Power BI understands. uh, it differs based on the region as well. Now I can say that Mumbai and weight or weight in kg. So now it will just show me the weight of the consignment that was sent to Mumbai. So this is also we can put any field that we are wanting. For example, I have used the sender code which was used, and then I got all this data that's showed. So with this, I think it's almost everything that I needed to cover in this video. And using such visualization, we can create dashboards where we can insert n number of visuals or KPI for a better view or wider accessibility. Also, I already told in my last video, and I am reiterating that sharing and collaboration is always possible in this. So what we have to do, from here we will click on publish. Using the Power BI service, we can publish this dashboard to a URL, and we can provide the access of that URL to all the team members, and we can work together on that. And also, like, we can define the rights that they are having, like say if we want to stick the right to only view mode, we can do that as well, and so on and so forth. So if we conclude the video that I created, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and Power BI offers a great data modeling, DAX formulas, and a lot of more things that can be covered. I'll try to put on most. Thank you for watching the video till here. Please like, share, and subscribe to motivate me to post more such videos. And thank you once again.